Ronnie, I think we're the only ones here tonight.
Hey, good afternoon or good evening, rather. Lenny.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted to have a discussion with the SpindleTV exclusive members tonight on some projects that I want to work on. And hey, Troy, thanks for popping in. I think Troy, I think me, you, and Ronnie are the only ones that are here right now. But yeah, no, Troy, real quick about that HD right off the bat. I was at 720p when I hit start, and I was hit at 720, and I hit end stream, changed the setting, and hit started stream again, and it kept the same link. So I'm happy about that. I know now if I screw up like that again, I can stop it before it gets really started, and I can change the setting and everything, which is good. Hello, JR. How are you doing? Thanks for popping in. I think got about 4 of y'all here right now. Hey, I want to have a discussion on all things woodworking. Not all things woodworking, but I am, I'm in the process of setting up my shop. And one of the pressing things that I need right away is a wall-mounted panel clamp system. And I want to build one. I don't want to buy. There's a lot of them that you can go online and buy and everything and stuff. But I want to build one. There's some great designs. But I wanted to kind of have a discussion and see what case in point, Ronnie. When you're doing your glue up of your panels, are you doing it on a bench? Do you have some kind of panel system? Is it just bar clamps? Is it just what do you work?
Yeah,
with?
so I have it's called a wall clamp system from James L. Taylor.
Yes, yep, I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, it's about I can do
where'd you go?
12-foot glue up, 12-foot long glue ups, and there's times I'll still use some of the Bessie parallel bar clamps.
Right. Well, I'm facing right now limited space, more so limited bench top space, if you will. Right now, my table saw is getting used more as a clamping table than a table saw, right? And so on my wish list, there's a couple of things. One, a panel clamp. Number two, a pneumatic panel clamp. I've got all the pneumatic parts and pistons and everything coming in. They should be here tomorrow. So I'm going to see how well that goes. But also I got pneumatics and everything because I want a clamping system for my CNC. So I am wanting to develop a clamping system for CNCs and put it on the market, as a product that I sell, my company sells. So I'm working on that. But at the same time, I thought, well, hell, while I'm working on that, I might as well see if I can turn my wall-mounted panel clamp system into a pneumatic clamping system. There's quite a few that are online that use bar clamps and everything, which are great. There's nothing wrong with them at all. There's one that here's my requirements. I need it to be able to swing to the wall when it's not being used. I need it flattened out. Have a little bit of tilt, a drop down shelf or something. Have a little bit of tilt when I am using it so the boards don't fly off when I'm laying them on there. But I have those, what do you call them? They're not monster clamps, but the 4-way clamps. I have 4-way clamping system. Hold on a second. Somebody's going crazy with the phone. Y'all can hear me and see me, right?
Yeah, it's probably me,
Oh, yeah.
Laney. Apologies. I was just sending you a picture of the system that I have.
Oh, no. That was, yeah. Man, dude, that's nice. Holy cow. Okay.
And I found that severely discounted off of Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace.
Right. So, guys, just to kind of give you an example, if we share my screen here real quick, share my entire screen. This image is kind of here in the bottom left corner. Let's see if we can open it up. Similar, very similar to this is this kind of system that comes out from the wall is what Ronnie just showed me. And that's, yeah, and this is a J, I think it's a, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like
JLT.
Yeah,
Yeah. They make some nice clamps, clamping systems and everything. Now, does that whole thing, because I looking at yours and everything coming up, does it fold like when you're not in use? Does it always stay out like that?
Well, the clamps themselves can be removed from
really?
the rack. Yeah, so you just lift them up and you can stack them out of the way, or you can slide, like sometimes, like right now I've got a big cabinet job, so I need the extra space, so I just slide them all down to one end to make room.
Right. And so Marketplace, yes, Marketplace is a great option for finding clamp systems like that and everything. I couldn't really see anything. Pizza here. Let me see here. Did you check to see if you can make that the default? Oh no, I did not actually get a chance to see if I can make it the default. But I did find out from Restream about Ronnie and JR's question about the chat. They have put a request in as a wanted feature where guests like you and JR, Ronnie, can participate in the live chat. Right now, the only way to participate in the live chat is to open up another browser window with the video playing. Mute the video, and then you can participate in the chat there. That's what they said. And I said, yeah, but when I just came from StreamYard, and in StreamYard, my guests could participate in private or public chat. And so they said, well, we'll put that on with our developers at our top of the list. Sounds like a nice feature. I said, oh, it's a great feature. I said, you guys are just like StreamYard. You need to look at what your competition is. I said, y'all have a lot better features. That's why I came over to you, but you're missing this one. You need it, and so they said they will put it on the list. But so I didn't get a chance to see if the 1080p could be default, but I did get a chance to find out about that. And they said if you just open another browser window with the video, like on YouTube, the channel, and you can mute it or what have you, and participate in the chat there. So sorry about that, guys. That's really the only way it'll happen right now. It's not a feature yet. The other thing with the chats and everything here, I don't know if like super chats are available and stuff in Restream, like the little donations that people do every once in a while. I don't know. I'd have to check that out one day and see if that's a thing. So I was looking at, I've been driving myself crazy for the last couple of days. I've got parts coming in, arriving tomorrow from AliExpress, from Amazon, from anywhere I could find parts for this panel clamping system. And I didn't even think about Marketplace. I honestly didn't. That probably should have been the first place I looked. But my requisition is it's got to mount on the wall. It's got to mount to the wall when it's not in use because I need as much space as I can. I'd love to apply some pneumatics to it to where I could clamp it, whether it's downward clamping for keeping panels flat, but also pressure clamp. the more and more I look at that, I don't think pneumatics is really necessary, but the hand crank, the T wrench and everything, whatever you call them, the T nuts or T bolts. Oh hell, what T handles? Lord have mercy, those are important for torque and stuff. The one feature that have you guys ever heard of a speed nut? It's a nut. You see it on workbenches, bench vices. It's basically on the nut. You know, when you push a button, it kind of releases the nut, so you can slide the vise in or out manually. And then when you release it, it goes back and grips the thread. So then now it's working as a nut, right? So the speed nut opens up. It kind of releases from the ball screw or what have you. Man, those are hard to source. I want my bar clamps or whatever clamps that I can just slide them down to whatever size my panels are without having to crank them down, right? And things like that. So I wanted to see in the chat, like, you know, what everybody's using or what everybody's doing for their clamping system. Jared, what do you glue up panels?
I do, but not that often. Take a look at Rockler. They've got the vacuum clamp kit.
They do. They sure do. Yeah, $99. Okay. It comes with one clamp, and it comes with a little switch. It comes with the what's the regulator? Thank you very much. Valves. Yep, and it comes with a regulator. Yep. And all the hoses, all the hose and little fittings and everything. $99, and then the actual replacement or extra clamps really aren't that bad. I think they're like $39 or something like that. Rockler has horizontal and flat, horizontal and vertical, you know, for that and everything. So for everybody, for what we're talking about here, let me just show you Rockler. Gotta love Rockler. I like Rockler. They're nice people. Rockler.com. And their clamping system, already in my kind of like Google knows where I've been searching and stuff. Their horizontal clamping system, let me see if I can maximize that a bit. Of course, now this is just a condensed version, but you can spread it out, right, everybody? So they're just showing kind of a condensed version, but air comes into a regulator, goes into a five position, two-way valve, and then a two-way piston on off, you know, and it provides about 35 to 37 pounds of pressure, these particular Rockler's clamps. Now, that's a question. Let's see, by a show of hands, how much pressure is required for a proper panel glue up? You know,
man, that's going to open up a whole nasty discussion.
Right? Well, that's what we're all for there. But I mean, when I see glue squeeze out, I stop. You know, I don't want to squeeze too much glue out to lose, to lose the bond, right? I don't want to squeeze all the glue out and everything. So I think 35 to 37 psi or pounds of pressure. I don't think it's rated by pressure psi, but I think that it. How do they say it? Bear with me just a second here.
Up to 34 pounds.
Yeah, 34 pounds. Yeah, of pneumatic clamp pounds of pressure, and they've got horizontal and vertical. You know, so down or up. And let me tell you something. With the Rockler table, I have a DIY kind of Rockler type T-track table and everything. I turned it into a router table, put a router plate right in the middle, but great for clamping. And these are perfect for those type of tables and stuff. These would be this kit right here. If you're ever looking for a CNC, kit for clamping, these would work very well and as well, but don't buy any just yet. I might bring some to the market at a cheaper price. You never know. But I'm working on the design right now. Yeah. All right. So, Ronnie, is that your shop?
Yes, it is.
Woo! All right, so Ronnie just shared with me a photo of all of his glue ups and stuff. Now, I honestly, I'll be honest and everything. Ever since I moved over to the new shop, I haven't built one single thing. I've got this heart box I've got to make. I've got just a bunch of stuff that I've got to get done. But I'm really kind of focusing on the shop. I am, but I don't know how to say it. The necessity of certain things is kind of taken over. Like I need these things. I need to bring a product to market in Q1 or Q2 of 2025 because selling designs and everything aren't cutting it. And so basically for machines, smaller machines and stuff that don't have limit switches, I'll have a limit switch package along with clamping options and all kinds of cool things that I'm working on. More to come on that. But so in the chat, what Alan Lee or Troy, Keith, give me an idea of what you do for clamping. Do you work on your tabletop surfaces? Do you have any kind of wall system? Do you glue up your panels and then stand them up on the end of the clamps and set them on the floor? What do you do? Because I kind of do all the above except for the wall mounting system. Let me show you what I'm looking at when it comes to these wall-mounted systems. Wall-mounted panel clamp station. There are a lot of great designs out there. Izzy Swan has a DIY system that slides on a dovetail, so you can slide all the clamps together or you can spread them out how you want. Great little design. It's all made out of wood and everything, but it does the job. The Panel Max clamping system, I've got a customer that owns one of these. He never uses it, and he says, hey, it's already in my will. When I pass away, you get my panel clamp system. And not wishing him any ill will. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he says no one in my family will ever use it, and I think you'll get a lot of good use out of it. I said, okay. So it's one of these Panel Max clamping systems. I'm looking forward to that. Now, there was a guy on YouTube who made a video for an easy clamp system, which uses pipe clamps. Now, he used a piece of conduit across the top with pipe clamp T's that were on there like curtain rods, like curtain rings, if you will. And then the pipe clamps were screwed into that T, and that you could slide it along this conduit rod, or it was probably a smaller diameter piece of pipe. But and then those could be repositioned. Very similar to this, had a little shelf that folded out, and bar clamp system, as panel clamps. Now, my requisition, or what's my requirement, is when he did this, when he glued up his panel, he had to add cauls. He had to add more clamps on the top in the opposite direction that weren't part of the system. They were just from his bench and everything. And that's too much for me, right? I don't want to deal with all that. So my panel clamp system, I'm going to have a bar that goes across that I can move down. It's going to have hopefully pneumatics that's going to pop down and hold the panel flat. And I'll have, it can have 2 to 4 or what have you, however many I need. And then when I crank up, it's got that downward pressure, but also the side pressure. Curious if I come up with a decent design. Would you guys like the plans? Like if I drew up like a PDF with instructions and plans and things? For me, it's got to be low cost, right? Of course, bar clamps and things like that are going to be expensive. I'll figure out what medium cost. We'll say that. It's got to be compact. It's got to be able to fold up against the wall. It can't be too obnoxious in design and everything, you know. So I really don't want a plywood system or anything like that. I want something that, you know, this shelf folds up, the clamps go against the wall, very low tech, right? But I say low tech, but then I say I want to add pneumatics to it. I don't know, Ronnie. Do you think pneumatics? Do you think it's would you think it would help any? You know, that downward pressure clamp when you're clamping. Do you ever have to deal with any of that? How do you deal with what do you call it? Bowing between the joints?
Normally, I mean, I usually don't have a problem if I've got a, you know, if I've done a good job of edging on the joiner.
Right.
So I faced out my material on the joiner, planed it. I've got a 90 degree on the edge. Then I don't have problems with the boards trying to go up or down. And if I do, I've got a dead blow mallet. After I put some pressure on them, I'll go down through there and just start banging the boards down.
There you go.
But I've tried the other way of using the calls, and quite honestly, it's just from a production sense, which is where I'm at. It's just too tedious. I'm like, that ain't
too time consuming.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Very too time consuming. And I don't have these. I think these are terrible. Sorry, whoever makes them, Rutland. But I have these. Oh gosh, what it's? Let me see here if I can find the. It's a Unistrut. It's Unistrut. Hold on, Unistrut. Panel clamp. Unistrut panel.
Or the Unistrut bar clamp.
Yes. Yep. So this is a video. I want to give him good credit, but anyway, this guy has a great video, 4-way clamps. This little kit, I bought it from the woodworking store, and I got some Unistrut. It works great for 4-way clamping, so downward and from both ends and everything. I like it, but it's so tedious to set up. And this is what I use right now. It's very simple, similar to like a 4-way clamp system. This one's made out of wood. They just use Unistrut instead. This gentleman's video, man, I wish. I
don't know how well you can see this, Laney.
Shop name.
But this is what I was using.
Yes, I can see that. Here, hold on, Ryan. Let me put you up. Give me a second. Let me get. There you go.
So you can get this at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's just I don't know. They use it to suspend stuff from the ceilings, for
Unistrut. Yep.
So I just took a carriage bolt, and then I would take this and leave it loose, slide it over my boards, and then I would crank down, with an impact wrench. Yeah. But again, I was like, this is just taking too much time. And then you wind up getting a lot of glue on the inside of this and squeeze out. And so I scrapped it. I just used the dead blow mallet now. Well,
with square edges and everything, with square edges and stuff, that typically it doesn't require a whole lot of downward pressure. And if I can get, give me just a second.
Now, if you could devise something like that, and I've seen them out there, but they're quite expensive. They're pneumatic calls that you can slide over, and then you hit it with the air, and it presses that down to make sure everything's flat across there.
Yes, and so that's what I wanted to show you. That's what I wanted to show you. So JTL, let's see here. they have this system here, these two rails. They can slide across the panel anyway, and also the clamps can position and stuff as well too. And they there's a switch at the bottom, just like a little lever, like a little game lever. And the clamps come down to hold like face frames and panels and everything like that. They've got a pad on the end of them, so when they come, it holds everything flat, and you can position them across the board. Now, Izzy Swan, Izzy shouldn't nail me. Let's see here. Izzy Swan panel clamp. He back in the.
I think he's back.
What's that?
I think
yes,
he's right
no,
there.
he's
Back
here. Let me see if I can search his channel. Panel clamp. Let's see what he's got for panel clamps. Right here, home style bar clamp. Right here. Here it is. So I'm gonna pull this up. Izzy, don't knock my channel for credit and all that stuff, buddy. Boy. All right, let's go to the here. So he made a Izzy, Izzy. He goes head over heels with stuff, but he's got a clamping system. Let me see if I can get him to with basically kind of the same concept. Let me see if I can find a place where it shows kind of an overview. He's running on just rails for his, sliding back and forth and V-groove bearings. Nothing, too crazy there. And literally, it's got 4 clamps on it. They all drop down. You can position them. And this particular building that he was using it for, they do door glue ups and everything. So when they are gluing up, they'll position it. They can turn on the clamps that they need and they don't need, and it's just that simple. And that, it's fairly straightforward build. I can make all the parts on the CNC, right? And everything, but I don't want to go with a panel background. I want my bar clamps to be kind of the bed, if you will, right? Not bar clamps. I keep saying bar clamps, but my clamps. And that's another, there's a lot of stuff, so glue, squeeze out and all that stuff's got to be taken into consideration. Let me get Izzy's video off the channel. But this, when you said, Ronnie, if you could devise a way to come on that, is that kind of what you're talking about, that downward?
Yeah, 100%. I was trying to share a link with you. I guess it's all right to share.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Hold on. It's just they're going to my phone. Let me see here.
I was going to send it in a chat. I did what you said. I just opened up a second session.
Yeah, you can
here.
you can post links in the public chat, the private chat, wherever you want, for sure. I don't mind. So this now this particular table here, with their clamping system and everything, it costs quite a few $1,000s. Saw that at Atlanta IWF and fell in love with them. But Rockler's a great choice as well. And then I'm working on a system too. But let's see here. Alan says. Let me get this out of the way. Alan says, I use pipe clamps and I lean them against the wall. Don't do much clamping to justify a clamping system. Exactly right. I don't do a whole lot of panel clamping, but I'm hoping that changes this year, right? I want to do large glue ups and larger projects and things like that. And so I'm hoping that I will be able to justify a clamping system. I'm hoping that my shop gets into production by late this year on everything that I want to do. And so a clamping system right now is going to be very important for me. It's important for me right now is because I want to be able to glue up panels so I can go. They don't have to be big. They can be small panels too. I just want to be able to glue up panels that's not sitting all over my table saw, so I could run them on my CNC. You know, I've got projects that are like waiting that require larger panels than what you would get in just a regular 1x8 or 1x10 or 1x12, and I'd like to be able to glue up panels. And right now, my table saw, man, when I got a glue up sitting there that weighs a little bit, it's a pain in the butt to try to move it off the saw so I can use the saw and this and that. And I'm already, you know, tight on space. On this big shop, I'm tight on space because there's nothing organized, right? Nothing's in, there's no cabinets and all. And that's another thing this glue up is going to help with is my cabinets and everything. But my rising table, love it to death. I haven't built the top for it yet, but using that like crazy to glue on and clamp and stuff. But I wanted to see what everybody else was making. And let me see here. You shared a link.
Yeah, I don't guess it's.
This link is.
I don't know why it won't take the link. I don't. Maybe there's something that it doesn't like with the link. But
can you throw it in the private chat?
Yeah, let me try that.
See if it'll go in the private chat, and then I'll paste it.
Oh,
Yep.
there you go.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
right there.
okay. All right. Now this. Hold on a second.
If you could beat that price, man, I would be interested in one. That's the reason why I was like, okay, I'm not going to spend $1,400.
Right. Let me talk about this real quick. Let me get Ronnie's comment off the screen. Okay, this clamp right here. Unfortunately, they don't have a like a way to blow up the picture. I hate that. But this particular, oh, I'm clicking on the screen here. Hold on a second. Yeah, they do. Now, this is a portable. You carry it over to your panel and slide it up on your panel. Press a button. It clamps it flat. You tighten the clamps, release the clamp, and you move over and everything. Yes. Very. Yeah, I could probably definitely come in under $1,400. That's expensive. They're proud of it. They're proud of it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I can get kind of a side, you know, a good side photo. Let's see here. The let's see if next.
I think it's just going to different products now.
It is okay. Yeah, it is. Hold on a second. It is going to different products. Get back there. Oh, you booger. Hold on a second. Let's try that again. So, I wonder if it'll let me click on that. There we go. So, that's just a different color. So, they have blue and yellow. But basically, this throat right in here, ladies and gentlemen, it's hinged. And when they, I wish I could show a video of it, but they would probably tag my video and all. But when you are gluing up, you got your clamps in there. You slide this up in between your actual clamps, your bar clamps, push a button, and it creates kind of a temporary pneumatic call. Puts that flat pressure on both sides, top and bottom, flattening that panel out. You tighten your clamps up, release the pneumatic, move over, clamp down, you know, on the next one. And it just helps you flatten the board as you're tightening your clamps all the way down and everything. And their current price is around $1,425. Ronnie, I'll work on that because I could definitely come in under $1,400.
Yeah, I would be interested.
Yeah, I'd be curious to. Now, here's the thing: this ain't no Rockler clamp. All right, this puts out 1,500 pounds of flattening pressure. So if your boards are really warped and you know, things like that, this is going to really it'll help flatten them out for sure. But you need that when you're kind of working in the industry that these folks are. But ladies and gentlemen, you see this is kind of a vice grip manual version. It's not a pneumatic version by any means. And this version here, same thing, slides over the panel, and it's a vice grip that slams these down. Now that's crazy that they want $240 for that for a pair of vice grips with a long nose.
Yeah. I could see
But,
you would have way too much
I'm
deflection
just saying.
throughout that.
Yeah,
you know, I think
probably
that would-
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make JLT makes some really good stuff. JTL. They make some really good tables and all. And like I said, I fell in love with some of them, but I fell in love with them because I'm like, oh, I could make that. Oh, I can. Not of that, probably of that level and all, but so yeah, we want to be able to achieve about the same amount of pressure, just under $1,400. I think I can work on that for you. See what I can come up with. I've got a bunch of pneumatics and clamps coming. I ordered a variety. So the ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, we're not going to not have a design tonight. I'm going to share with you a bookcase design that I think it's slick, easy to make, just looks classy, and it can be made from pine, pine stock, 2x4 pine stock, or 2x6 pine stock. So you're going to see that in just a minute. We're going to draw it up, and it's something that is pretty slick. I am always inspired by things that I see online, Pinterest and stuff like that. Woodworking ideas, and also the bookcase is not my idea by any means. Just saw it. I liked the design and thought, you know what, man, that's such an easy build. I want to share that with you guys. And so we're going to see that tonight. What do you think about, Ronnie, on your CNC and stuff like that? What do you think about a pneumatic clamping system to clamp your boards and stuff when you're holding them and things? Like if you have a fixed fence, and then clamps on the side that just hold your stuff in place while you're carving. A little, switch that could turn them on and off, or it could be set up in your controller system where you push a button in your controller and it activates the clamps. That's one of the things that I'm really designing them for the digital wood carvers mini carver in 2440, but I'm going to make them versatile so they work on everybody's CNC.
Have you checked out Phoenix CNC, Laney?
Phoenix CNC. Not Phoenix Woodworking, but Phoenix CNC.
I think they're out of North Carolina. They do industrial machines.
Phoenix CNC machine. Oh yeah. Phoenix also makes the water jet. They do water jet cutting and plasma cutting. But let me make sure we're on the same page here. JR. Make sure we're on the same page.
I thought it was Phoenix.
Phoenix CNC. All right, real quick. Now, when I type in Phoenix CNC, they have their CNC series, but they also have water jets, plasma cutters, laser and fiber cutting. I don't see really a lot of CNC machines, but is that the right Phoenix or is it a different one?
It might be Phoenix CNC machine. I'm looking for them.
If you find them, let me know. The Rockler sells their $99 kits, ladies and gentlemen, for their workbenches, but also for CNC. They're marketing them now for CNC tables because they're pretty slick. I no longer have any affiliation with Rockler. They used to be a sponsor of my other YouTube channel. I haven't been affiliated with them for some time, but their pneumatic clamp. their pneumatic clamping system, when they, let me see here if I can show all the video or all the images. Right here. So they're showing it as a clamping system, for CNC carving. And yeah, love it. I love pneumatic clamps on the CNC. They're great for referencing because the clamps will come out to the same spot, each time. So they could, just like the pins that you see in the end of CNC machines, positioning pins and stuff. You can use these clamps the same way. The pistons and all are very accurate and everything for referencing material to get to the same spot every time. You can use the fixed clamps, on the sides and everything. You only need a couple of clamps, coming in from one direction or the other and everything. And with Rockler's panel clamp system, they have horizontal clamps for hold down or vertical clamps for hold down, but they also have their horizontal clamps and everything, and it's great. You can't beat it for a $99 system. It comes with one clamp, it comes with one regulator and one valve for $99, and then additional clamps after that. I believe they're like anywhere from $39 to $59. Great system, right? And all. And I know I'm going to be competing with Rockler on that, but I think we can do better. More low profile. This is kind of a little bit high. I want to be low profile. If I want to surface that wood and everything, I want to make sure there's no chance my CNC is going to hit anything in here. So we're going to work with low profile clamps and things. But yeah, Rockler, if you're looking for something quick and easy setup like that, it actually is not bad. It holds, does well.
You know what I
so yeah, I was surprised you said that, JR. Because I'm surprised you knew about that. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the things. I mean, I use a vacuum for my hold down, but
yes,
but there's been some one-offs where I was like, it's not, I don't need to have the vacuum running. It's so much noise, and so I was just using your regular clamps to hold this piece down. But then the clamps I have, they're still not low enough profile that the dust shoe tends to get into that, and it wants to knock your dust boot off. Yep. So things, that's why I think things really need, if you could make them where they're super slim, maybe ½ inch or something like that. I think that would be ideal, just so it's not interference. You could set your safe Z so you're not running into anything, but then that dust boot, when it goes down, it starts grabbing stuff.
Right. Yeah, and when it comes to the rod diameters for the pistons that come out, right? So it's kind of it's stroke how far the clamp comes out, and then also the diameter of the rods, whether it's a single piston or a dual piston and everything. And the rods come in a variety of 10 millimeter, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way up. But they also come down. And so the smaller the rod, the lower the profile of the housing, the enclosure, if you will, the where the air area is and everything. So they have a variety of different sizes and everything available. I just set up my wholesale accounts and everything so I can buy these things wholesale and afford to put together a package, a clamping package and stuff. I'm working on that. I'm working on having it very soon. Like I said, my research and development, all my parts come in tomorrow. So that's going to be a fun day. It'll be like Christmas at the shop. So, and then I'll get to play all weekend trying to, figure out what works, what doesn't, what's good, what's not, and everything like that. But yeah, low profile is key. One, dust brush knocking into it for sure. But two, if they're sitting up just too high and everything, and if I'm running a 2-inch surfacing bit and I have to come out to my edge, I don't want, even though they're side clamped, if they're too high, I can't get out on that edge because my half of that bit is going an inch over that board, So we can't have any of that either, happening and stuff. Now there's going to be some requirements where, it has to be the project that you're clamping or something or trying to surface would be, it has to be at least 3/4. Anything less, would be, hard to surface properly because the clamps, side clamps being in the way, that type of thing. There's going to be some limitations. It's not going to be an all be it everything. And Phantom CNC, they are they have a lot of different systems, from factory to most of theirs are pretty large. I mean, but they 4x4 all the way up to 5x10 and stuff like that. What about them, JR? We were talking about clamping, and you said, have you seen Phantom? Were you talking about those pistons that come up on you?
Not come up. These are their clamping system to keep the material flat. Is they put a couple of cylinders.
The rollers. Is that what you're talking about? The rollers right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So what those are, ladies and gentlemen, there's where the spindle travels back and forth between these rollers, and these rollers provide downward clamping pressure, keeping that substrate flat. Wherever that router is cutting, that substrate is being pressed against the table, just like a benchtop planer. When that wood's going through, those rollers are pushing it down to the bottom of that bed, and that's what's happening here. So that's what JR is showing with us up here in this larger window. These rollers here, that spindle travels back and forth, and those rollers come down and keep that substrate flat as that CNC is carving and everything. And that's just, they have if you look at the sides here, they have a set of pistons here that are basically, they're kind of like 90-degree pistons. So when they fire off, they flip down, and so those rollers flip down onto the material. It's got a pretty good hold on them and everything too, and all. So yeah, that now that roller system, that could apply, but that where I'm trying to click on this screen right here, that might be a little bit cost prohibitive for the smaller hobby type unit machines or the smaller mid-size and everything. Got to stay within some kind of budget there. I want to be affordable.
You don't think you could pull it off on the 2440 with using like the Rockler parts?
Oh, sure, yeah, but the rollers are what would be expensive. Those rubber rollers and all. Those are what cost money. I don't even know let's see here. Rubber roller rods. I don't know how much weight or how much big and all that, but they, again, sourcing them, that's somebody's hair ties and all, but sourcing I don't know how we got into woman's hair care. Let's see here. Rubber pressure rollers, rubber pressure rollers. Yeah, so that one's that flexes a little bit way too much, but anyhow, not too difficult. You can get them. Of course, that's just short. Well, we need tubes like this with a gear on the end, that kind of thing. Fairly doable. Just have to be able to source the right parts and everything. But yeah, that's.
Take apart one of your Harbor Freight roller stands as a prototyping.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For sure. That is very, very true. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at, we're going to be in SketchUp. We're not actually going to be in Vectric for this one. We're going to be in SketchUp, but I want to take a look at a set of bookcases that one could sell or one could just build for home decor or for friends and family and what have you. But it's a really slick looking bookcase. And super easy to make. Can make it right out of pine boards. You can make it out of anything, right? But it could be a very stained pine boards. You're going to square up the pine boards. You're going to cut off the rounded edges and everything. You might run them through the planer, clean them up some, you know what I mean? But let me get the dimensions.
Hey, Laney, are you using SketchUp Pro, or what version of SketchUp do you use?
I am using the free version of SketchUp. That jayscustomcreations.com, his website still has the link to the free version, and it's SketchUp version 8. All the newest stuff is paid and your subscription, and man, it's expensive. But you can do all kind. I mean, you can export 3D models out, like literal 3D models for carving and stuff like that. The paid version has got some really awesome benefits, but I just can't. I can't pull the trigger on that. I have Aspire for that stuff, but give me just a second here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see here. So these are going to be made out of, when they get cut down, they'll be made out of a one by, what is it? You have 1x8s, and then you have 1x10s, and a 1x8 is 7 1/4. When it's all finished, when the edges are cut off and everything, I don't know how big the roundovers and stuff are on those edges, but we want to end up with about a 7-inch wide shelf, 6.5 to 7, but 7 would be good. So I'm going to draw out the main frame. And so we are looking at let me get rid of these guidelines. Hold on a second. Go. All right, so we're going to go with a 33 by 7, enter, zoom in, push pull. We'll go with 1.5 inches. They could be 3/4, but 1.5 inches. Really, I mean, these things look stout. They look really, really slick. 1.5. I'm going to triple click on that, and I'm going to make it a group, a component. G for component, and hit create. And then the joinery, by the way, this is going to be 70 inches tall. So if I move this, now if I do this just right, if I move this up to here, and I type in 77 minus 1.5 inches would be 75.5, 75.5. And let me just measure from the top of this to the bottom of that. Yeah, 77. Oh, I did it. Okay. All right, so simple butt joints on the joinery. So we're going to take and Connect here. Push pull this out 1.5 inches. Let me change the style of the window style so it gets rid of those black dots on the corner. Let's go with just a simple engineering style. There we go. Let's turn off the axes again. And let's give it a little bit of color. Let's see here. We'll kind of go with a dark brown. So we'll just, oop, not that one. Sorry, not yet. This one. Triple click G for group. All right, open that up. Or no, I don't need to open that up. I just need to. Okay, now push pull. Ladies and gentlemen, if I don't see any of y'all making these this summer, man, these things are good money makers. Now there's rectangle. This one's a narrow rectangle, but also I'm going to show you a square one as well. But move. We're going to control snap over here. All right. Now this is going to be the frame of your bookcase, right? And you know, your wall unit, if you will. Now we're going to the angle and everything really can vary and all. I'm going to try a 45-degree angle and see how well that does and everything. But first thing I need to do is I need to draw out my boards. Now, I don't know how long my boards are going to be or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of randomize them, but I'm going to make them at least 12 inches in length. And then I will scale them as needed to make them fit all the way up here. So we're going to start off with a simple 7-inch. Let me zoom in. A simple 12,7 enter. Push pull. Pull that up 1.5 enter. And then I'm going to draw a line. And all right, it'll give me a length, but it won't let me do the angle. That's okay. I'm going to come in here to my protractor. And then I'm going to tell it to go 45. Now I'm going to draw a line from there to there. And then we're going to push pull that out. Make that miter right there. Now, one side of this is going to get mitered, just that one side. We're going to group that together. And I'm going to Q for rotate. I don't know why Q is rotate, but we're going to rotate this. I want to go, where am I going? I don't know why I'm going crazy like that. I want to go 90 degrees. All right, let's go 270 degrees. Oh, you booger. Let me put that back there one more time. $270. There we go. 270 degrees is down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's drag this over to our board. Oh, you son of a gun. Hold on. Don't rotate. Get out of the rotate tool. Move this over. Slide this up. Now, when I rotate this time, when I hit Q, I want this to be my corner, and I want to come straight up here, and I just want to come down, and I'm going to go 45 degrees because that's, of course, what my miter's at, right? and that's our start. Now I do want to move this over. I want to kind of slide right about here. We're just past center on here, and ladies and gentlemen, I do not have any plans for this or anything. I just saw a photo of it, and I'm kind of referencing off the photo. But we're going to go here. Now we're going to take the we're going to be making a copy of this board. So let me go move, hold down the control key. I'm going to kind of drag that copy over here. I'll need that in just a minute. But we're going to make another board. This one is also going to be 12 inches, but it's going to be square on both ends. So we're going to have one board is going to have a miter, or multiple boards will have a miter on one end. And then multiple boards will just be flat. So, and that's what's going to make this shelving system. So let me create the flat board. I'll just do it right here. It's going to be 12, 7, enter. Push, pull. 12 is the length, 7 is the width, and the comma separates those two heights. So 1.5, enter. Triple click, G for group. Now, here, when we move this, we're going to move this, and we're going to kind of snap down here for right now. We want to snap right to this edge for the moment, and we want to rotate again. We're going to go Q for rotate. We're going to come out here, and we're going to rotate, and we should technically be at a 45-degree angle, right? And we want to move, get out of that rotate. We want to slide and snap right here. Wonderful. Now we're going to take this board and I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to kind of keep my master there. Move. So when you use the move tool, you hold down your control key to drag that copy out and everything. Now here, once again, I'm going to Q for rotate. We're going to come up this back leg here, and we're going to bring this down 45. So it's kind of straight now, right? And we're going to move, grab it right in this corner, and we're going to snap it right here. Let me snap right there. And this is going to get extended out. So now I need to make this one unique. I can't have it. If I change the size of this one, it's going to change the size of all of them. So I have to right click on this and make it unique. Then I can come in and extend this out. So I'm going to hit P for push pull, and I'm going to extend this face out to here. Okay. Cool beans. All right, now pretty much it's kind of a rinse and repeat scenario. We're going to let me see something here. I'm trying to see. All right, I need this one. This one I'm going to make a copy of. Move. And hold down the control key. Now I'm just literally going to drag that right here. And I'm going to rotate it. Q. I don't know why Q is rotate, but anyway, I keep saying that. And we're going to rotate it 45. I don't know if that's 45. No, 90 on that one. There we go. And this is going to get slid down and snap right there. I think you can see what the rock is cooking. All right, this one, move, Control key to drag out a copy. Now on this one, I need to rotate it around like completely so I can flip it. So there's a thing where we can flip it along our red axis, green axis, or blue axis. If I flip it along the red axis, it flips it end to end. Green would be, side to side, and so on and so forth. Based on, you can't see the axes, but if I turn them on, it's based on, flipping along the red, the green, or the blue, X, Y, or Z, right? And so let's turn them back off. Okay. Move this bad boy over here. We're going to Q for rotate. Now on the rotate, I'm actually going to come down to this corner and rotate off of this straight leg. So I have something straight to reference off of. And we're going to go 45 and hit enter. Now this one, the shelf, when I move it, the shelf is going to be down here, which means my board is longer than it needs to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'll move it out of the way for a second. And again, I'm going to make this unique. Always make your copies unique or it's going to change all the other, copies that came off of it. But we'll triple click into this, push, pull, shorten this up, get out of there, move this back. Now it's going to be, at that point, I've shortened it up too much, but that's good because I can now come in and make it my length. Now, once I have a decent system going here, push, pull, and then to this face right there, you can kind of start to see the system coming together. Now, if I've done this, if I've done well, I might be able to take this, and this. Even, let me see, do I even want this one? That. Probably just those three. I'm going to hold down the move, or M for move, hold down the control key and drag that up. And that, for the second level, this actually goes here like that. Take this shelf, move, control for copy, throw that there. Take this, and this. So you're not making a bunch of different parts. They're pretty much the same. So there's all the sides, depending on how you space this out, because you can move this over and change how wide one side is, how wide the other. You can have it right up the middle where it's the same distance all the way, all that kind of thing. Let's go control. Drag this and snap that there. We're getting there. Okay. One more. Move. Control. Snap that there. Now on this one, make this unique. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to just triple click into it. Well, first of all, no, that is not a lie. Make it unique so it doesn't change anything. Come in here and draw a line literally right straight across there. I should be able to push, pull this whole thing and get rid of all of that. And this is the rectangular system. That's my copy. So move him out of the screen. And again, you can change it up depending on how you start this, where you start. You can start in the middle, depending on your size and everything. You can change how wide these shelves are on one side or the other. and everything. And it, you know, it's a really, you know, good look and everything. To give you a, to give you an idea, we are, let's say that this board right here is 12 inches. If we measure it, we should be come out right at 12. Yeah, 1 foot. So yeah, so all the way up the middle we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 feet right there. So one board, and then so one board, 8 foot of that, and then this is, oops, to the long point, 11 inches. So we'll call that 12 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 3/4 boards. And then this one, these are our longer shelf pieces. From the long point to here, you're about 13 inches and 5/16. So let's call it 14 inches. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So 14 inches at 4 is 56, not 156, 56. 4 times 4 is, yeah, 56 inches. And so 56 inches, let's call it 60. So, and then this is 77 inches. So that's 1, 2, we'll call that 3, 4, 5 boards, right? 5 2x8 pine boards, could be cleaned up, could be stained. Let me give you an idea of what that could look like. Let me give you an idea of what that could look like with stuff on it, right? So give you an idea there, you know, decorated, right? Simple dark stain on there. Use some sanding sealer and pre-stain, you know, conditioner to, you know, prevent blotching and all that stuff, because pine is, you know, custom to that. But very, very simple and cool system. Let me bring, where's the guys at? Did I knock you guys off? Are y'all hiding in the background? Hold on a minute. There y'all are. Sorry about that, Jimmy and Ronnie, over there and Ronnie. Had y'all, I have this system where y'all can be present now. You don't have to hide in the corner. Ronnie, real quick to answer your question, let's see, to the group and Laney, do any of you have any experience with miter folding on the CNC using 3/4 inch plywood? If so, are you using a 90.5 to 91 degree V-bit? Any tips? So on and so forth. I do not have any for the folding miter, for those folding drawers and stuff where you're just leaving just a very much of a skin of your plywood to fold up, almost like you know, Andy Klein's, you know, bit that he has, his blade for the table saw and stuff. Don't have any experience with that, but I do have experience with lock miter joints on the CNC, and I talked about that in a class one night. Using a combination of a V-bit, an end mill, and a slot cutter, so you know, like a T-slot bit, making lock miter joints for mitered frames and everything, but not a folding drawer. No, not me. That would be a good project to do.
Yeah, I've thought about, like, some of the floating shelves you were talking about, some money makers, and you know, you could make them out of a nice ply. and use some edge banding on the raw edge. But I've seen some examples of it where it's kind of cool because it's all grain matched, where you just
Right.
fold all four corners around. Um, I tried it once, but as soon as I tried to start doing the wrapping or the folding, that thin piece of ply, I don't know if I need to wet it down. I don't know, do better tape job, but it ends up cracking on me.
Right.
Probably some trick.
Yeah. So you're talking about when you actually get to the part of folding it in for your glue up, you get that cracking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't done any of those type of drawers to even begin to know what, like, what to expect, what not to expect and all. So does wetting it, which should allow it to be flexible, but then again, doesn't that interfere with the glue?
well, I don't know, just moisten it, not inside the actual glue line itself, but
Right.
I mean, I've seen some of the floating shelves that have been made using that technique, and it's
Yes.
pretty cool looking.
Yeah, their floating shelves are really nice. Um, I I taught a class on SpindleTV on floating shelves with a 3D carving on the front of it, like a deer scene or something. And the do you remember that, Ronnie? Do you remember that class? Let me see
Yeah,
here.
I
Hold on a
do.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so um, let me see here. Uh, for those of you that are visual and everything, Ronnie, let's see here. Let me pull this over on the screen and let me make this bigger. So floating shelves are basically they literally look like they're floating. There's no brackets or anything on there. And what Ronnie's talking about is a way of folding the shelves, cutting and folding the shelves, so it literally you can make them fairly wide and everything, but the grain is continuous and everything, and the joints are pretty much there's no seam lines with the cut and everything. It's really you'll see that in it's a really classic cut. And then to kind of reference folding drawer, the folding drawer in a sense has a cut in it in a way that when the drawer folds, you leave just a small skin of material. It literally folds on itself and closes. And when the joint is closed, I mean it's seamless, right? So the veneer is you're leaving kind of like that veneer and everything. And what Ronnie is talking about is when it comes to the bending and everything, it's a weak point, right? It could tend to split and crack if you're not I don't know how, honestly, Ronnie, I don't know how they do it. I know how the cuts and everything are made for it and everything, but I don't know how they keep it from not splitting. I've never got to see the
Yeah, it's pretty
one that
cool. You
actually does
probably
that.
have to really dial things in, and I got impatient
Mhm.
with it, and I was
Right.
like, I got
And
other things to do. But
yeah, and when looking at this, if I can find an image of this flat, like from the cut and everything, one definitely going to be an end mill in there. What you were asking about was the V bit. Um, I've never heard of a 90 and a half or a 91 degree V bit. So that's cool. Is there a such thing? Is there a thing?
yeah, it's a company that I'm buying some of my tooling from. It's called Frost, or you may have heard of Nick Frost.
Yeah.
Um, and I purchased some of his kitchen vent hoods and stuff like that, and got some of his tools, just some of his end mills, for
Oh,
putting
that's
out
awesome.
But I saw this out there on his website, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I put a link in the private chat for this corn board plan.
Cornhole board. I love cornhole boards. How many of you in the chat have ever made a cornhole board, whether it's in your workshop, CNC, or anything? Anybody make cornhole boards? Love them.
Yeah, I never have, but it was pretty slick the way. I mean, it was pretty slick how this stuff all folds together. And maybe it also qualifies, that you need a good high quality, some type of Baltic birch or a good veneer plywood, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because of that cut and everything, where everything just kind of folds together and it creates that nice platform and stuff. Yeah, that cut. Like I said, I have worked with lock miter, but using a combination of bits, but not ever the folding.
Yeah.
Now, if any of you ever want to make in the class or something, a cornhole board, not fancy like that with the folding sides, but something with some LED lights or electronics or anything, let me know, because I've got some good ones.
That'd be cool.
I used to love making poker tables and cornhole boards and chess tables. I've got a really nice end. Let's not call it an end table. Let's call it a. No, it's an end table. Just a small box type end table with federal legs, kind of a tapered leg, dovetail joiner and everything. But that would be a really nice project to do for you guys and put together a plan and stuff. Doug Fushi said he made 40 of them in one summer. Holy cow, Doug! Good for you. I'm assuming you weren't giving those away; you were selling them. So 40 is a good run, and all. What do you think, real quick? What do you think of this shelf? Could you see yourself ever making something like that?
That's very cool.
Yeah, very simple system, and it's just a 45-degree cut, and the inch and a half, material just gives it that bulk, and on the sizes, that's a rectangle. It's 70 inches tall, 33 inches wide, and 7 inches thick. But you can also go like 65 inches tall, 48 inches wide, and 7 inches thick. And you can have more of a rectangular shape. Now, this is my inspiration photo, right? So again, this was not my design and all. I just thought it would be a cool design to share with y'all. Something easy that someone can make and everything. But this is an image from both sizes, so you can see kind of what the two different sizes, and you can paint them, right? Black and wood or white and wood and stain, and that's just pine. So you have your rectangle ones, 65 tall, 48 wide, 7 inches, or the 77 by 33. Really nice looking. You could probably get out of them what you want. I think these sell for retail finished $180, unfinished $140. I would sell them for more, but that's what they're going for. But nice design. It could be made out of walnut, it could be made out of cherry, it could, be made to match someone's home, decor and stuff like that, or it could just be made pine, right?
And Lanny, once you like group all these pieces together, does this become then like fully parametric, so you can just grab a corner and size this down or up or make it wider or?
So in reality, when you're building it, or like in this design here, in SketchUp, the reason why I'm asking is, are you talking about like if I have this built, like can I pull these shelves out and resize them or rearrange them or anything like that?
Well, I was just wondering, like, if you grouped everything together, and I don't know SketchUp that well at all.
Oh, okay. You're just saying in SketchUp,
But yeah,
not in
SketchUp,
reality.
yeah,
Okay.
like in SketchUp, if you had this design, and let's say I wanted it to be like, I don't know, 3.5 feet wide, could I just grab one of the corners and extend it out, and all of the shelf pieces will flow with it, enlarge as well?
No.
Okay.
So if I needed this, let's say I wanted this to, it's 33 inches wide right now. I believe. Let me confirm that. I think 30. 24, 33. 24, 35 and a half. So 33. Give me a second. Inch and a half. An inch and a half is 3 inches. Should be at 36, but I'm at 35 and 15/16. Somewhere I'm off by a 16th of an inch. Right there. See? I'm off by a 16th. SketchUp knows all. So this, when I moved this board, ladies and gentlemen, I did not snap it over because I should be at 33 inches on this one, and then 3 inches for the 2 boards on the end. So I should be at 3 foot 36 inches. Now, Ronnie, let's say I need this at 39 inches. The only thing that's going to happen for me is if I take and move this over just a little bit, I can type in 3 and hit enter and get it over that 3 inches. And since these boards are not unique, I can change one and it'll extend the others that were copied off of that. Those other boards that were copied off that, it'll extend them out. Okay. And then on my top board here, same thing. If I extend this out, snap to there, it extends the bottom board because those are copies of one another, right? So that's about as much of, it's not going to like scale like it. And, now I can, as a group, Ron, let me see here. Give me just a minute. G for group. I can hit the letter S for scale. And I can.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Scale that up. And it'll, but that changes my dimensions of my lumber, of course. I can, scale it down or up. I can change the thickness, which is this one right here. I can change the thickness. I don't know if that's, considered parametric, or by any means or anything like that. But, I can, have wider shelves, narrower and all that stuff as a group, right? And, I can stretch or skew. But again, if I stretch, it does change all my angles. But they will change. The angles will change accordingly and stuff. They stay locked together. So when I stretch these parts, my angles adjust accordingly. So I don't know if that's classified as, I'm not 100% familiar on on the parametric side of things, but you can do that. So you can change, if you need a thin wall shelf or thick unit, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and in order for me to do that, I did have to group the entire project as one.
I would like to learn more of SketchUp, but
Well, let me say this to you. I swear to you, I'm not lying when I say this. Okay, so let me and Jay, if you're watching, I'm promoting your channel. Don't be tagging me in anything bad. Jay's Custom Creations. Now, when I started SketchUp, I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about SketchUp when I started, and I literally went over and downloaded the file from Jay's website, and in his playlist, I went over to his SketchUp. Where is his master SketchUp playlist? Bear with me a second. SketchUp right here, and he's got 40 videos in there, and the videos are short to the point. Hey guys and girls, here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Here's what this tool does. Here's what that tool does. I literally downloaded the software knowing nothing about it. Didn't even know CAD CAM design at this time. Now, I don't own a CNC, don't do the CAD CAM design, never worked in Vectric, none of that stuff at this point, right? And so I had a marathon of his videos, and I'm working, just kind of doing the stuff that he's doing in the video and everything. At the end of that marathon, I was proficient in SketchUp. I could draw anything. I was able to literally go back and draw a desk, did a hutch and things like that, but on my own. Now, the only time I ever refer back to Jay's videos is there's a tool called Follow Me, the Follow Me tool. And I always can't remember how to use the Follow Me tool. It's an amazing tool that I'll show you an example of the Follow Me tool. So let's take right here. I'm going to draw a rectangle. Come out here, and that's going to be good. I'm going to take an arc. Let's go from here to here. Let's just pull a simple arc right there. And then let's delete that and that. Now let's pretend that that's my shape right there, okay? All right, now. All right, you can do this. All right, so with the Follow Me tool, you go to Windows, Tools, Follow Me. Now for the Follow Me tool, you choose the face that you want to follow, and then you choose the paths, or vice versa. I can't remember off the top of my head. So let me do that again. First of all, I'm going to draw a rectangle here, and I'm going to get rid of this back line. I'm going to hit delete. I just want this front three sides right here, this one, and that one. All right, tools, Follow Me. I want this shape. Oh, see, I'm not good at the Follow Me tool. Okay, so here it says, hold on a minute. Let's do this. Follow Me. So down here, there's instructions, right? The Follow Me tool. Identify, first of all, duplicate a face along any path, right? Identify the edge of the geometry to modify. This edge is the path. Then draw a face perpendicular to that path, and then click the Follow Me tool, click on the face, and then drag it along that path. So I should have drawn this back here. Yeah, let me draw it back there. Give me a second. Move. Q for rotate 90 degrees. Okay, that'll be my face. So select the face that you want. Tools, follow me, and oh, come on. You can do this, buddy. Identify the path that I want to follow. Give me just a second. Select that one. We'll just do this one. This one. I just do that one. Just one. One. All right. Now, follow me. Identify the edge of the geometry to modify. Oh, there you go. You just click on it. Anyway, you got to have that line selected first. But anyway, if I want to put trim all the way around, I can do that. Now, I want to do it on all three sides. I'm not good at the follow me tool, but let's draw the shape out here. So QR for rectangle. Let's come out here. Arc. Here to here. Simple little arc. Select. The great thing about it, when you draw this, you can select the lines and just delete what you don't want, right, to get rid of that geometry. All right. Now, I am going to draw my path across here and then back to there, back to that corner. Okay. And once I draw that path, I am going to select it. So 1, hold down the shift key, 2, 3. Now on the follow me tool, with those selected, when I click on the follow me tool, I should be able to click on that face and it puts that trim all the way around. There we go. I'm learning. So I always had to refer back to Jay's videos on that follow me tool, but everything else I was able to master. And then of course there is any tool that you're in, there's that little question mark that pops up the help window with the instructions. But it's really a great program for drawing up, designs and stuff. I love it. It took me a few minutes to get that right, but you select the path and then you click on the face and it extrudes it through that path.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. And so on YouTube, Jay's Custom Creations, his playlist, his SketchUp playlist, I swear by it. I refer everybody to that thing. I say, you want to learn SketchUp? Jay's great. He's verbally clear. His videography is great. His instruction is very, understandable. Super, super guy to learn SketchUp from. Yep. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know what's going down the pike, last week I had a meeting with a website company to revamp the Build It TV website, to add in, to improve my store, but also add in a private member community area where you guys and girls will be able to go and have access to things that you can download, PDFs, documents, files, and things like that as members for free. That'll be exclusive just to you. The channel itself, the YouTube channel and stuff, I know it's been a little lackluster and all that, but going to start trying to ramp things up and get the SpindleTV exclusive Facebook page going. The reason why the website private chat area, or the private area on the website is important to me, is because some people don't use Facebook, and some of the members don't use Facebook and everything, and I want everybody to be included and be able to have access and stuff like that to, everything. I'm really about to start getting into building, so you might get bored, but we're going to see some videos on, you'll probably see some videos or some classes on cabinet building, because I do have a lot of drawers and systems and stuff to do. I got miter station stand. You're going to see me build a automated miter saw fence. If you ever heard of a tiger stop fence, it's basically a CNC miter saw fence. So my miter saw station is going to have it's going to be CNC controlled for the stop, for cutting out, repeatable pieces and stuff like that. So you'll see that build happen from scratch with instructions, so you'll be able to make one for yourself. The tiger stop fences, there's one on Facebook Marketplace right now for $1,300, almost like new. I want to buy it so bad, but I can't afford it. But they usually run around $5,000 or $6,000, and it is pretty awesome. You can add in cut list on the little computer, and you can just load your cut list, and it'll move to all the sizes you need to cut your parts out of the entire cut list. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to be making one of those DIY. So we're going to start getting revamped. Now the website, I need you guys to, every once in a while, buy me a beer, throw me $5 or something. I'm just kidding. That website, the quote was $15,000 for the website. Ouch, right? So I don't think I'm going that route. I'm not rolling in. I'm not making Mr. Beast money or anything like that. Selling, chocolate candies and things like that. But I'm going to have to find another alternative on the website build, but it's not going to be cheap. I told that company to come back a little lower and let's see what we can do. And they said they have. So we have another meeting coming up. We'll see what they can come. I said, you're going to have to come way low. But so that kind of it was all supposed to be happening. They were supposed to be building it like over the last couple of days, but that's not happening. I'm sorry. The channel's not producing enough money yet to do any of that stuff yet. In full transparency from you guys and girls, from my YouTube channel entirely, not counting the subscribers, but also counting the video ads and everything, I'm only the channel's only making like $496 a month. So that pays a car payment or something like that, or pays for blades and all. It doesn't pay for websites and all that good stuff yet. So one of these days things will pick up, and we'll be booming. We'll be like Mr. Beast, making millions of dollars. But right now, that's not happening. But I do have for 2025 a lot of good stuff coming for you all, to make it worth your $19.99 or $9.99. I want to make it where you're actually getting some good benefits and all, and that's what I'm working towards. In the background, you don't see a lot of me in the Facebook group and all that stuff. But just know that I am working towards that goal. And I'm trying to get the shop up and running at the same time so I can start videoing. I want to film making stuff. I want to get back to building things again. And, I could have built this cabinet with you guys in a live video, this little bookcase, but I wanted to share that with you. If any of you are interested, I can give you the dimensions and all that for this. I can write it up and give you the dimensions if anybody wants this bookcase to try something like that. Very inexpensive build. You're probably using about 5 2x8s. Well, I don't know. That's a lie. How much are 2x8 pines going for nowadays? Wood's not cheap. All right, let's see here. Brooks Martin says, Laney, can you share your thoughts on 3D roughing strategies, pros and cons? Okay, so in the Vectric software, stand by. I don't know what's happening with my Vectric lately. I got to re-download it. When I'm not on it, it freezes up like that. And this is on the new computer. I don't know what's going on with that. Something weird. Let's get back there. All right, what Brooks Martin is asking about is the I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong now, Brooks. I'm assuming that you were talking about 3D roughing strategies in the Vectric software. But let me ask you this, Hanio Media. What's Brooks? Let me know what is that a website channel or a YouTube channel? Hanio Media. Hanio Media. Yeah. Now, okay, roughing strategy. Here's the deal with the roughing strategy. I honestly do not even know why. I know there's a place for it and everything for a 3D raster and everything, but I am a big advocate against it, Brooks, on the roughing strategy of a 3D rough cut. I am a Z level raster recommender, 99.9999% out of 100. The 3D raster cut is basically doing a 3D cut with a roughing bit, a larger end mill, let me give me just a moment here. Give me just a second. Let me pull him out of there. Okay. The website provider. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check them out. A 3D raster cut is doing a 3D carving with a roughing bit. Normally, you're using an end mill to do roughing, but some people use a ball nose bit to do roughing, like a larger ball nose bit. Well, the problem in my experience working with it and everything is that 3D roughing strategy, it's removing material that should not be removed. It's chipping away when it's trying to do this 3D cut with this larger bit. It's chipping away wood, especially on woods that are not real solid. You know, your softer woods or things like that, or even your oaks with open grain and stuff like that. It's chipping away wood that would normally have remained in place for the finish bit to do the finished detail. It could have been a little, feather on a bird, or it could have been a scale on a fish. It could have been something, but the 3D raster strategy. See you later, Ronnie. Thanks for popping in, buddy. But there's a I honestly do not recommend a 3D raster cut. I always recommend a Z level raster. What a Z level raster is your end mill is removing levels down, and it's leaving your whatever. In my case, my machining allowance is 40 thousandths of an inch. So I'm leaving that skin of 40 thousandths of an inch for the finish bit to clean up. But I'm only removing where the router bit can fit. And it's taking out and removing those materials, that waste, and whatever's left over, the finish bit can do. Now, some machines are rigid enough that they don't require a roughing cut. You can literally just do a finish cut and the machine can handle it. But others, hobby style machines and everything like that, you have to do a roughing cut. And a 3D raster machining strategy is, in my opinion, and I'm going to die on this hill, it is the wrong way to go. And there's too many chances of the 3D raster taking away material or breaking off material because of how rough it handles it and everything, that shouldn't have been left behind, that should have remained for the finish bit to do its finish cut because it was a piece of detail. No matter how minute the detail is, the grain of the oak being open pore caused this whole little chunk to break off in this 3D roughing strategy, where it would not have been carved during a Z level raster. It would have remained there for that finish cut. So pros and cons, the Z level raster is the biggest pro for me. I think it should be the one that's always used. The 3D raster is a very big con for me. I don't think it should ever be used. But if Vectric or somebody that wants to give me a lesson and say, hey, here's a scenario where this really shines over Z-level raster, I would be happy to take that on because I've never seen it in 9 years of teaching this. I have not found one single instance where a 3D raster is to be used, right? So I always recommend that your profile cuts be done period after a roughing cut. Whether you do it first or last, that's really up to you. If you do it first, then that gets the profile out of the way, so the your bit is not running into walls, burnt, or what have you. And so running first sometimes is great. I run mine last, but really it should always be done. And then, of course, your order level by level or depth first, always level by level. I've never really varied off of that. Always carve with the grain, raster cut with the grain, never an offset. On the 3D finish, now I'm switching on the 3D finish. Offset is with the grain, against the grain, with the grain, against the grain. If I'm doing a model that has detail, I'm always cutting with the grain, less sanding and less cleanup. If I'm doing like a bowl or a dish or something like that, yeah, I'll do an offset where it goes round and round, no problem. But on anything with any kind of detail, it's always a raster cut with the grain for cleaner finish, nicer finish, less cleanup, on the workbench afterwards, things like that. So that's my take, Brooks, on the roughing strategy. And that's a hill that I'll die on. Z-level raster all the way. There's absolutely no need for a 3D raster. It's too many risks, too many chances of something screwing up and it chipping away something that shouldn't have been. But again, I will take on anyone, not take on like, in a bad way, but if anyone wants to one-on-one with me and say, hey, here's a scenario where this really shines and, there's no risk of you losing any of your material, that shouldn't be removed, I'll take that class and then I'll come back and let you know if I have changed my ways or not, which I doubt. I've been this way for 9 years. I don't see myself changing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a wonderful evening. We're going to wrap it up here. What I will do in this video description, I'll put a text document with the dimensions on that shelf, the dimension boards and stuff and everything, and for a digital download, and I'll let y'all know when that's available and stuff. All right. Let's see here. Sorry if I missed, but how secure? Oh, sorry, Kurt H. On securing the shelves. On the side shelves, you're going to, you can screw and countersink hardware, like actual hardware screws, and then you'll plug. You'll get some wooden plugs. Make sure the grain is orientated the right way, and you'll put plugs on it. And if you want a neat little look, you could do contrasting plugs or contrasting colors and things like that. But on the shelves, it's going to be on the outside, that's going to be hardware. And then as far as the 45 degrees, those are all pretty much just glue up. You can glue up, and if you want some additional reinforcement, you can use some brad nails, something that's inconspicuous and everything, but they kind of support themselves as far as the weight and the structure. So your wood glue will be plenty enough. So Kurt H, sorry, I should have mentioned that. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.